same thing that saved your life is going to kill you. Don't put it down.
I guess when you're a celebrity or if you're a person of public interest, you gotta be super careful on, I guess, being you. Walk down the street and I could be like, this person is doing this, like making signs or doing this to me.
Bryshere Gray is allegedly gearing up to sue Will Smith and Diddy over explosive claims of SA, and it seems Will might already be hitting back.
The same thing that saved your life is going to kill you. Don't put it down.
Could Will's alleged involvement with Gray be tied to the accusations of secret rituals for power in Hollywood? Jaguar Wright certainly thinks so, and she hasn't been shy about it.
Do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Bryshere Gray.
But this isn't just about hearsay. Will's former assistant, Bilal, dropped damning details that seem to corroborate these claims. How far does Will's influence truly extend? And what role has it played in Gray's downfall?
And then I saw acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
And what about Jada? Is her alleged separation from Will connected to these stories? Or are there even bigger secrets lurking in the shadows of Hollywood's elite? Let's dive deeper into what's being said and why none of this should surprise you. From raking in thousands every day to hitting rock bottom in jail twice, Bryshere Gray has seen it all. You might know him better as Yaz the Greatest, an actor and rapper from the States. But now, he's not just famous for his talents. He's also known as one of Will Smith's unlucky romantic interests. Wonder if Will feels any remorse about that.
In the world have done some of the best work of their career.
Yeah.
And the idea that they might be denied because of me.
Gray himself claims that his career was on the upswing until he crossed paths with Will Smith. And let's be real, considering Smith's track record with both men and women, it's not exactly shocking. So when whispers started circulating about them possibly being into each other, Gray's career took a nosedive. Now, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith have this whole open relationship thing going on, where they're cool talking about feelings with folks of any gender. So if Gray ended up being one of Will's romantic interests, it's not exactly breaking news. Check this out for a sneak peek.
With my man Charlie Mack. So Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So
now the question on many people's lips after that was, could this trouble be with Will Smith's alleged protectors? For many people, the reasons behind Chris not filing the lawsuit against Will Smith is connected to the alleged power Will has to do anything he wants in Hollywood. Of course, the claim is that this power was gotten from performing certain activities that you definitely don't want to know about. For a long time, accusations kept flying that Will Smith indulged in certain rituals for power, including gay activities. We've all heard Jaguar Wright say it herself.
They're both they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
If it were only Jaguar Wright, maybe we can just say it's one of those claims. But as we could see from the clip at the beginning, even someone very close to Will Smith, his former assistant and friend Bilal, has come with even more damning details.
And then I saw acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
Perhaps that's why Jada decided to stay away from him. Just in case you don't know yet, Jada Pinkett Smith recently revealed the difficulties within her marriage to Will Smith. In a preview for an NBC News and Today show special tied to her upcoming memoir, Worthy, the Set It Off star shared that she and Will Smith have been residing apart since 2016, despite maintaining a united front in public appearances. The speculations began to intensify in 2016 due to a well-known incident during the Oscars. In that year, Chris Rock famously roasted Jada Pinkett Smith in his monologue. According to Rock, Jada had approached him to step down from hosting the Oscars that year because her husband, Will Smith, had not received a Best Actor nomination for his role in the film Concussion.
Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated. Concussion, I get it. Tell the truth, I get it. You get mad? She said it's not fair.
Both Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith chose to boycott the ceremony, along with many other prominent figures in Hollywood, in response to the perceived lack of diversity in the nominations, which had sparked the viral hashtag #OscarsSoWhite. However, Rock disregarded Jada's request, and while hosting the Oscars, made a joke at her expense. Addressing her boycott of the ceremony, he said, "Jada Pinkett Smith boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited." He also said, "It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West." However, Jada had something else to tell. Jada made it clear that the 2016 Oscars incident was resolved through a mutual apology during a phone call. According to her, she later realized the immense pressure Chris Rock must have been under. She was not really recognizing the level of pressure Chris might have been under at the time. "I probably should have called him and gone, 'Hey, are you okay?' And just know that although I'm speaking out about the Oscars, I do wish you the best, and I just want you to know that me taking the time to have called him and said that, just to touch base. But his feelings might have been hurt." Pinkett Smith said that after the 2016 Oscars joke, Rock apologized and I apologized to him as well. "So I actually thought that we were good, that the hatchet was buried between us. And we hadn't talked since then until 2022 came." Pinkett Smith claimed she also received an apology from Rock after the 2022 Oscars altercation. Now, this attracted the public's attention that immediately after slapping one can issue an apology also. The people have been speculating that this is all because of the power Will Smith holds. One person wrote, "If this didn't happen, I wouldn't even know about Oscar today." Well, his control is not only limited to the industry, but on his wife, too. After their initial rift, Jada and Chris talked it out during the call, and Jada believed the matter was settled. Yet, following the 2016 Oscars incident, rumors about Jada and Will Smith's potential divorce began circulating. In an unexpected turn of events, Chris Rock reportedly asked Jada out on a date. She shared this revelation with people, believing that the situation had been resolved at that point. She described how every summer reports would circulate about her and Will Smith getting a divorce. She said, "Every summer all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce." During one particular summer, Chris Rock assumed that they were indeed divorcing and decided to reach out to her. He expressed his interest in taking her out. Jada recalled, "And this particular summer, Chris Rock, he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and basically he was like, 'I'd love to take you out.'" To which Jada responded with confusion, asking, "What do you mean?" Chris explained, "Aren't you and Will getting a divorce?" Jada clarified that these were just rumors, and there were no divorce plans. Chris was taken aback by the misunderstanding and profusely apologized. However, in that same year, Jada and Will were not residing together, and this revelation has recently come to light, as Jada herself has openly discussed it, fueling the growing speculation that she and Chris were involved in something during that period.
In 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives. Yes.
According to her, she and her husband Will Smith have been leading entirely separate lives since 2016, as revealed in an interview with Hoda Kotb. This high-profile Hollywood couple, who tied the knot in 1997, have previously acknowledged their periods of separation and marital challenges, but never in such explicit terms. While it's not a formal divorce, Pinkett Smith explained to Coty in a video snippet released on Today that it essentially resembles a divorce in all but the legal paperwork. It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce, host Hoda Kotb said, which Pinkett Smith confirmed. She also revealed they live separately. Pinkett Smith explained why the two never formally announced a separation. "I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out." Now, fans have swiftly jumped to the conclusion that her separation from Will was linked to her close relationship with Chris, given that she apparently resolved the issue with a simple phone call. One person wrote, "Please don't look to others as couples' goals. You don't know why they got together. You don't know what they go through. You don't know why they left. Just focus on being healthy and having healthy relationships for yourself." Another one added, "This is straight up A. She gets off on dragging Will's name through the mud and won't leave him alone. It's actually disgusting. She is so evil." But the evidence suggests something else, which has apparently nothing to do with Chris. Some sources have suggested that their relationship was shaken because of Will's alleged extramarital affairs with men and women both. In recent news, Will Smith's name has become a topic of intense interest due to some surprising allegations that have emerged regarding his purported connections with multiple individuals over the course of his career. These allegations have garnered significant attention and sparked extensive discussions. As the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. It seems that Will Smith has added to the intrigue by shedding light on his desire for escapism from his marital relationship.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
In her post, Tisha pointed out that the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how many times someone lies. This prompted one of her devotees to reply, "Thank you, even though they lie in the end." In response to this person, Tisha said, "And you're right, they will lie till the end. The real kiki is people will stop believing them." Tisha's decision to type Will in all caps raised suspicions that she might be indirectly referencing Will and Jada in her post. Many quickly assumed that this could imply an alleged affair between Will and Tisha's former spouse, Dwayne Martin, who also happens to be a close friend of the Gemini Man actor. Furthermore, YouTuber Trisha Paytas made allegations against Will Smith, claiming that he intentionally caused harm to her male dancers. She specifically said, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your cheating husband one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
However, it appears that Will might have been influenced by the path set by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those unfamiliar, Quincy Jones is a multi-talented individual who has worked with icons like Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Yet his fame doesn't stop there. Rumors about his interest in men have circulated for years, and recent developments suggest there might be some truth to those speculations.
My first musical memory is when I wanted to be a gangster until I was 11. Coming from Chicago in the 30s.
Recent disclosures have brought to light the possibility that Quincy Jones may not adhere to conventional S orientations. Startling allegations have emerged, suggesting that he wielded influence over the S preferences of notable individuals, including Will Smith and Tupac. These claims hint at his deep involvement within the LGBTQ+ community. Do you remember that unforgettable interview with Tupac? It was a pivotal moment when he revealed the questionable intentions of Quincy Jones.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors.
Tupac allegedly disclosed that Quincy had presented inappropriate propositions, hinting at engaging in specific intimate activities. However, the story becomes more complex. Despite the interview reportedly gaining extensive traction on the internet, it was said to have curiously disappeared without any trace. One must acknowledge that a person with substantial power and influence would be capable of orchestrating such a vanishing act. With Tupac no longer here to verify the authenticity of that interview, it's not entirely unexpected that Quincy might be aiming to distance himself from these allegations. Even Napoleon, who was purportedly a close associate of Tupac, swiftly dismissed all rumors and defended Quincy Jones when confronted with the allegations. In an instant, he waved away all the gossip surrounding the matter.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors. Pac was about to marry his daughter.
And if you believe the revelations end there, think again. There are claims circulating that Jada and Will have been organizing unconventional gatherings at their residence, involving much younger men. Jaguar Wright even went on to divulge sensitive information, suggesting that she has witnessed young men leaving their premises in a state of astonishment. Contrary to the perception of Will Smith merely being a typical father expressing affection by giving his son Jaden Smith a gentle peck on the cheek, their dynamic transcends conventional norms. The duo's displays of affection have extended to a level that transcends the ordinary. On various occasions, Will has been observed planting kisses on Jaden's lips. While some might readily dismiss it as innocent paternal love, there are those who are beginning to raise questioning eyebrows. Speculations have arisen, suggesting that these actions might signify more complex undertones beyond just affectionate bonding.
That shit we saw on Red Table Talk, that was G-rated. That was G-rated shit.
What I will say that I do know about the Smiths,
The public reaction to Will Smith's affectionate behavior even prompted discomfort among his fans. Many individuals criticized him for seemingly making his son, Jaden, uneasy by frequently planting kisses on his lips. Despite the growing scrutiny, Will consistently refuted any insinuations of impropriety, maintaining his denial of any discomfort caused to Jaden by these gestures. On this matter, one person commented, "That's disgusting. No one kisses their kids on the mouth like that, especially when the kids are teenagers. I can't believe people are cheering this kind of behavior." Another person wrote, "This is definitely CA, and there is always a negative impact on the child. When adults do certain things, they should try to not just think about themselves alone, but the impact of their actions on their children." Rumors are in circulation regarding Will and his wife Jada, who allegedly host lavish gatherings at their home, often attended by younger male guests. These events, as revealed by the outspoken Jaguar Wright, have been suggested to explore non-traditional boundaries. Some individuals even assert that they have personally observed young men leaving the Smith residence appearing agitated. The echoes of their distressing cries reportedly pierce through the night air, adding to the mysterious aura surrounding these gatherings.
His corny, overbooked was not built to be able to maintain the swag of a Baltimore.
That is true.
Delving into the origins of these extraordinary and unorthodox events, it seems that Will might have drawn inspiration from none other than the revered maestro, Quincy Jones. This iconic music producer and musician boasts a storied career spanning decades, during which he has been privy to a myriad of experiences within the industry. Remarkably, he has not hesitated to unveil the hidden aspects and missteps of several celebrity associates. In a moment that startled many, Quincy Jones confided in an interview with Vulture magazine, laying bare the unexpected truth that individuals such as James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye were queer. Here's what he had to say about Marlon Brando. "He was the most charming MF you ever met. He'd F anything, anything. He'd F a mailbox." James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. Following Quincy Jones' contentious statements, a prominent YouTuber raised their voice, alleging that Quincy himself identifies as bi-S, expressing strong disapproval of Quincy's inappropriate comments. The YouTuber pondered whether he was an appropriate individual to divulge anyone else's gender inclinations, given the nature of his own revelations.
Quincy Jones, if you always tell the truth, well, tell me this. Are you bi?
However, the saga doesn't conclude there. The YouTuber took their stance a step further, asserting that they possessed a friend with connections in Hollywood, some of which involved interactions with none other than Quincy Jones himself.
Have a friend who is really attractive and gay, guess what? You learn a lot of things about the men in Hollywood.
Reports have emerged alleging that Quincy had engaged in a series of intimate liaisons with individuals, even when he was 70 years old. These allegations insinuate that Quincy had kept his interest in the same gender hidden for many years, and might have held a role as a guardian of sorts for gay men within the realm of the entertainment industry.
Have you ever had sex with a man multiple times?
Quincy Jones, celebrated for his pivotal role in shaping the trajectories of several black artists' careers, has also been the subject of allegations linking him to various cults and groups, as claimed by conspiracy theorist Professor Griff. Griff accused Quincy of involvement in Hollywood S-rings.
It was the homo ritual. This is where the homo came out against it, but I didn't mind. I wasn't talking about homo. I'm saying there's a homo ritual that they go through.
Moreover, the person making these assertions affirmed that during Tupac's introduction to the Hollywood scene, there were purported rituals and contrived scenarios orchestrated by Quincy, which Tupac was allegedly coerced into partaking in. The individual even substantiated rumors that Quincy had allegedly made advances towards Tupac, attempting to persuade him to engage in intimate activities. Adding to the allegations concerning Quincy Jones, the deceased actress Alexis Arquette made a claim that Cherie Zampino, Will Smith's former wife, divorced him after reportedly witnessing Will in a compromising situation with another man. She said, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him, servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them," she later clarified in the comments section. First wife. Paid off, silent. Nevertheless, Jada, renowned for her outspoken stance on boycotting the Oscars, chose not to address Alexis's statement at that point. On the contrary, Will refrained from commenting on the accusations, while his first wife, Cherie Zampino, was the one to voice her opinion. She criticized Alexis for her vindictive and hasty comments, asserting that Will is not and has never identified as queer.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended and I'm hurt.
Numerous fans found Cherie's response to be somewhat intense initially. Instead of dismissing the accusations as baseless, she took a strong stance, leaving some to speculate whether Alexis's remarks had indeed struck a chord. Moreover, persistent allegations have circulated over the years, suggesting that Jada's S orientation might not be as publicly known, leading to speculation about a concealed queer identity. In this context, the enduring friendship between Will and Dwayne has fueled rumors that they might share a particularly close bond, often referred to as a bromance.
Yo, am I the only one that saw this? Watch Will. Titty grab. Then he grabs his Will is Carlton on television. Titty grab again, then the face, and now he's gonna grab his titty.
Jim Carrey didn't mince words when he threw shade at the whole debacle with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. When he was out there promoting Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Carrey straight up told Gayle King on CBS that he was totally disgusted by the whole scene at the 2022 Oscars. You know, when Smith slapped Rock for cracking a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's haircut, considering she deals with alopecia, yeah, Carrey wasn't having any of it. After Smith unleashed that outburst at Chris Rock, yelling to keep his wife's name out of his mouth, he still walks away with the Best Actor award for King Richard. For Jim Carrey, that was enough to stop holding back on his thoughts. He straight up said he felt sick seeing everyone giving Smith a standing ovation after that mess. Carrey didn't hesitate, calling Hollywood out for being spineless and suggesting they've lost their edge. It would appear that the actor saw that action as confirming earlier suspicions that Will Smith's rise might be because of things he had done to get there, and that is likely why he is still being protected. If not for that protection, Carrey thinks Smith should have been booted out of the Oscars then and there for his slap-happy moment. Now, the question on many people's lips after that was, could this trouble be with Will Smith's alleged protectors? For many people, the reasons behind Chris not filing the lawsuit against Will Smith is connected to the alleged power Will has to do anything he wants in Hollywood. And the same goes with Cat Williams. People believe that Jim may have found empathy and may have related to him. That is why he felt it necessary to speak about this. Cat Williams is stepping up big time as a whistleblower, pulling back the curtain on the dark truths lurking beneath the glitz and glam of Hollywood. He's not backing down, dropping bombshells left and right that are rocking the entertainment scene to its core, alongside spilling the beans on the supposed conspiracy swirling around Michael Jackson's death. Cat Williams hasn't shied away from tackling another important issue, the way black actors are often pigeonholed into roles that involve wearing feminine attire in the entertainment biz. He's not afraid to speak his mind about the industry's stereotypes and injustices. Cat Williams isn't one to tiptoe around touchy subjects, even if they make some folks squirm. And it seems like his boldness has rubbed certain corners of the industry the wrong way. There have been plenty of signs pointing to Hollywood trying to give Cat the cold shoulder because he refuses to water down his message. And we know Michael and Will Smith were Quincy's students. So what Jim and Cat are saying may cause difficulties for Will. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.